Alrighty then, good morning. I am going to be doing a early stream today because I want to get some stuff done. One of the things I want to get done is I want to do a fisher quest. I just want to do enough that I can unlock ocean fishing, because I think next week or the week after there's going to be a Tombstone Moogle event. And I don't have any dungeons unlocked. I don't have anything unlocked to do that on this character. But ocean fishing is very easy to unlock and can be done at a really low level by everybody. So I'm going to unlock ocean fishing here, just so that I can, you know, get some cool stuff from the Moogle event. There's going to be the Ruby Gwibber as a part of it, and that's the dragon that you can get from Ruby Extreme, the Ruby Weapon Extreme, and that's a Shadowbringers one. So there's also going to be a couple of the wolf-like things, and a few other mounts that I want to get. So I figure it'll give me something to do offline. I will probably be doing it on my other characters as well. But because I want that dragon. Dragons are hard, okay? But yeah, so we're going to do just enough. I did already go and I looked up. I don't remember if you can get the ocean fishing after the first fisher quest that you do or after the second. But I looked up, I grabbed, and you guys missed, I didn't do it on stream, but I did go ahead and get the items that I will need to complete the quest. That way you don't have to watch me fish for several hours. And while I was doing that, I actually picked up some other ones that were necessary for later quests that I'll probably be keeping, so that way I don't have to do it later. So, yeah, let's talk to Sissy Poo. My first fishing rod. You're looking quite formidable. Let's hope you don't scare all the fish away. Now, the first rule of fishing is to hold on to your rod. Take care of your rod, and your rod will take care of you. Let me know if I'm going too fast for you. Since you're new here, we're going to start small. They don't come much smaller than anchovies. You'll find schools of anchovies swimming around outside in Galadian Bay, so you can catch your meager supper without even walking 10 yalms. Anchovies are hardly the most cunning fish in the sea, making them an ideal first assignment. Simply bait a hook with some of those lugworms I gave you, dip it in the water, and the fish will practically catch themselves. Yep, that's just explaining how fishing works, which I already did. So I used the lugworms. I also needed goby balls for the harbor herring. But also, I had a couple of versatile lures in my guild bank and decided to use those because they work on everything. Anchovies swim off every shore in Limsa Lominsa, so you can bring them back from anywhere you like, so long as it's not the fishmongers. Nope, I actually have extra, because here, Chovy Chovy, here, Chovy Chovy. Fair flock of feisty fish you got, Giddy Guppy. Careful they don't slip out of sight. No. Wawalago, to what do we owe the pleasure? A guildmaster's got to get after the guppies, dividing up the daily drudgery, picking out a proper potable, and some such support and service. Oh my god. La alliteration. And who gets after the guildmaster? We have books to balance, you know. Books you should be balancing. I did my best to balance the books, but the bilge keel bent the bow back, bouncing the whole batch off the boat. That's not what you know, it was just an expression. But that's neither here nor there. So long as you keep up at the bit, Corey, our books will balance themselves. that go to your head, of course. Any beginner can snag some anchovies, but you'll need to experiment with different lures and explore new waters if you want to catch the big ones. Fundamentals are fine, but the fun is fishing for new finds. Like my uncle always said, fishing's like philandering. You never know what you'll catch. And with those well-spoken words of wisdom, we will leave you to your wiles. Yay! Okay. And, that was enough. Okay, so I just needed to do the first one. So yes, after you do the level 1 fishing quest, ocean fishing, this guy. All the fish in the sea. Well, if it ain't Corey. You may have just taken up your rod, but anyone can see you've got the keen eye of a fisherman, and I reckon you're looking to make that eye keener still. Bigger fish, more exotic locales, aye. That's what we all seek, ain't it? And it just so happens I can tell you how to find them. You see, the Fisherman's Guide have just finished constructing a vast boat equipped for voyages on the high sea. As far as I know, Captain Forzagile is still looking for a band of fishermen adventurous enough to brave the deepest fishing holes of them all. If you think you've the stones for it, I'm sure he'll be glad to take you on. Okay. And that's over here. And talk to this guy. Another daring soul come to join our crew, eh? Then let me be the first to welcome you to the Endeavor. Now, this ain't your regular fishing boat. We sell it where we please, holding only the course the wind provides to us. Aye, that's the only way we can see the unseen, know the unknown. Captain Forzagile, if I may, the Endeavor is the Guild's only ship of this magnitude, and if we, as you say, sail only where the wind pleases to take us, we may not ever return to this port. The Guild may not look favorably upon such liberal use of its property. She's at the end of her ropes. She's tired of dealing with his shit. My apologies for forgoing an introduction. I am Miqo'te, sent from the Fisherman's Guild to oversee this venture. Why am I here when the ship already has a captain, you ask? Well, as you may already know, members of our trade, Master Wawalago and Captain Forzagile included, seem to have difficulties managing time. I suppose the concept becomes something of an afterthought when one becomes so focused on water's surface. Regardless, I am here to ensure the ship adheres to its schedule, both by managing its finances and ensuring new crew members board smoothly. The Endeavor shall embark upon any number of predetermined routes, each of which have this port as their final destination. Rest assured, if you fail to join one voyage, the ship shall return before long. The route we travel will be determined by our departure time, and you may speak with me if you wish to know the route before boarding. Pray bear in mind that we must keep to a strict schedule. We cannot take on more crew members after we have begun boarding, and there are no exceptions to this rule, even for captains. Aye, I hear you. When we board the ship is when we get to the exciting part. Fishin'. Here, take these lures. They're certain to attract something worth displaying on your wall, or at the very least worth eating. Should be enough to last for one voyage at least. If you're looking for other kinds of bait, you can buy it here on the docks or on the ship. Try to switch it up now and then, because if you only use the same bait, you're only going to keep catching the same fish. Now that ain't why we do this, is it? One last thing. While Miqo'te here may be in charge of the particulars on land, once we're on the ship, it's my word you'll heed. So when I say we're fishing here and we're selling there, I won't hear no objections, as long as we're clear on that. I believe there'll be bounteous fishing for all. And with that, the Endeavor is yours to board. If you wish to enter the ship, or if you would like a more detailed explanation of what it is we do, you only need to ask. Sweet. Okay, and with that, we have unlocked ocean fishing. Yep. And explaining how ocean fishing kind of works. So, how it works is you talk to this lady. So it's not going to be, so I guess right now it's almost 5, so at 6 she'll allow us to board. But you can view her sailing schedule and see the different routes that she's doing. And each of the different routes have different fish and different objectives and things like that. There are essentially 2 ways to really do ocean fishing. One is the lazy way, and that is just using the versatile lures and just accepting what you catch. And then the other, if you do, there are 3 types of bait: ragworm, krill, and plumpworm, that you want to keep on you. I am not going to buy these because I'm going to do it the lazy way when I get around to it. But you buy these in bulk, and then based on what you are trying to catch and the area you are in, you'll switch bait. And usually there's somebody on the boat who will shout out which bait you want to use. At least if you get some good groups. Otherwise, there are websites to it, and you can look it up and stuff. But yeah, we might do that later. Probably. Actually, I'm probably gonna just do all of that offline. And I'm probably not even going to bother doing it until the event starts. So, but it is also a great way to level fisher if you don't like actually fishing. And you can literally just do it with versatile lures. You don't actually have to put any thought into it. Just cast your line, reel up the fish. Like, if you want to do it the lazy way, perfectly acceptable. And you can do it at any level. So, that is that. That actually was a lot faster than I thought it would be. Since I still have some fish in my inventory, why don't I do a couple more Fisher's Quest? Actually, no, I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to go and do the Rogue Quest, because that's what we were working on yesterday, and that's what we will continue doing. But I do have ocean fishing unlocked now for when I feel the urge. So, yeah, we're going to Morby Dry Docks. I did actually do some fishing in Morby Dry Docks, so. Alrighty then. And we're starting off the day with a duty. Alright, Corey. I've pulled in some favors, and there's a crew what'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the Kerr's vessel. I can word, I swear. It'll be cramped up on that deck. If we try to mill the whole lot of them at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So we go in quick and quiet and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, lass, are you eager to test your sea legs? We are on boat, and it's foggy, so it's actually great weather for sneaking in the dark mines. Okay, so we're all stealth. Right, no one's seen us so far. Let's get to work. I'll sink me stabbers and the captain. Those two back there are yours. So... I'm gonna come up here. Okay. Nope. Shit. I will eventually figure out me buttons. The problem is I'm not actually used to fighting while hiding, so that's a thing. Healer. Healers die first. I'm gonna go kill this archer. And... this is a carpenter. He doesn't look like a carpenter. This guy could be a carpenter, but he's the captain. You can tell because it's taking longer to kill. Stab him in the ass. Let the growler off its cage? Oh dear. Oh! I guess that's the growler. I guess us kitties will handle it. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get rid of this guy, because he looks like he can do a bit of damage. Nope. Move. Alright. Stab at thee. One more step. Okay. Kick this little shite's ass. Alright. And that's it. Jackie, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fish-sized blue diamond on board, it's gotta be the cerulean star. As for them other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the old ilm by ilm, but there's naught else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet-like, won't we? Spit it out, Cur. Where are you keeping the rest of the treasures? You think I'd spill me guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't, at that. But what about this partner you're working with? We don't need no partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Elport, then disappear into the love and embrace of the Doxy's pool? Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Curs are too bleedin' famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at privateerin' in favor of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jacket script this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize. Aye, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swiftly coming to an end. Merlwyb won't be stopped, not by a piddlin' crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. So the bloody executioners we met before, I think? That blue rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, then you'll have to take it up with our new mate. One job at a time, lass. First, we need to get these stinking coves and their tub back to the docks. Yeah. Fabulous. Yeah, I think the bloody executioners are the ones that we did the dance quest for? Maybe? Maybe not. Now my brain's all foggy. Darn, I'm cute. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the coves as raided the Maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment what fits the crime. Oh, Miss Bitch has come along. I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Morabee dry docks. I assumed that this was your work. Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain. But never you mind, the Cerulean Star is back and bob in our sneaky little fambles. Rude. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends, how dare you ply your filthy trade in the Minson waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred, that you might state your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. You do know the Admiral was a pirate, right? And that Lamensah wasn't taken by peaceable means? Wait. Do you mean to just execute him here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing him over to ye for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take him away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves, and how were you planning to do it? If it wasn't for us, you never would have gotten this far. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate spit. The Upright Thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Merlwyb yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me and my coves for your own failures. You knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after you. We're done here. There are still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might just swallow you whole. I mean, she is small enough. What do you have to say for yourself? What shark is he speaking of? And how could any pirate challenge the might of the Yellowjackets? You... No, he seeks but to unnerve me. I'll wring the truth from these grinning curs, and we'll see who triumphs over whom. Yeah, this isn't gonna work the way you think it is. We're thieves, my lady. Alright, let's go turn in this quest and get the next one. Yep, let's head inside. Alright, Jackie. Be in work on that ship, Corey. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fighting at sea? And there are a few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when you've mates on your flank. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I've said it afore, lass, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this'll be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the curs wasn't lying about the executioners, and the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. Sweet sorrows. Oh there, Corey. We've got a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough with what that Malala Mort snapping at our heels. But we still managed to grapple that first trinket without too much fuss. Biting back them other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we've two baubles left on the list, the Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oh, where's Paramu got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that stickler until we've at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging on me own into these executioner allies of the Grinning Curs, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Corey, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope? Yeah. It seems the Curs was feeding them the fable of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. Within Limsa Lominsa, the bloody executioners wielded power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. They was none too fond of Merlvib or her prohibition on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire would eventually convince them to play nice with the thalassocracy. But pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that Hilfir ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants begun to form their own factions and are scrambling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Okay, so the bloody executioners, while it is a formidable pirate group in Limsa Lominsa, there are several different factions. Because the failing health of, or they lost their captain. Okay. Among these new factions, though, is a group what is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out the reformists, as they call themselves, was the ones who took the Grinning Curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession of the last two treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors around town say that even for executioners, these coves are bloody and ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jackie. Piss on Milala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. We'd be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. If they ever came after us. I mean, they broke the code. Large or small, it doesn't much matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the Grinning Curs are paying for that crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them as deserves it. But Jackie! Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now, it's about time we got to work, Corey. You're to track down our black market contact. I set him to looking into the Curs' new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morn. That'll put the old man at his haunt in lower Noscea. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Sticks. Sack of blunt, is it gold or something else that I'm paying him with? Really hope it's just gil. That's kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes them with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. Okie dokie. Wait, you mean I can finally work alone? Woo! Okay. I think this is the first job they gave me that I can work alone. Damn. Let's take a chocobo to Red Rooster Stead. Oops. Okay. And while I am on that chocobo, I might take a quick little break. Alright. Yeah. Alright, I should be back before we get there. Alrighty, I have returned. So, and we have made it to Red Rooster Stead, and we're going to head up this way. Yeah. Run, little kitty. Oof. Oh. That is a big bat. Alright. So it looks like we can just avoid all of these guys. And... okay. He sure likes testing my patience, doesn't he? Okay. Welcome to the House of Styx, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? Yes, sack a coin. A leather bag containing what feels to be a substantial amount of gil. Good, it is gil. A heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. This faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings, better known as the Silver Sorrows. That Quickern is paying an awful lot of attention, and it wasn't before you started talking. I have concerns. The deal, it is said, is set to take place in Casa del Sol. The buyer, a money merchant from the golden sands of Ul'dah. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction, were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased this selfsame information. Oh. Did he now? Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain. Oh, but no! Our means of getting information are wrong! We're wrong! Uh-huh. At least we do it better than they do. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Yeah, no kidding. Anyways, so Casa del Sol. Oh wait, no. To the Rogues Guild. Let's return and give Jackie your information. Oh no, Captain Milala, we get our information the wrong way. Black marketers are bad. That little Popoto doesn't know what she's talking about. She's a little hypocrite, isn't she, though? Alright. Welcome back, Corey. What information did the old men have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? And to an old don, no less. Can't say as I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Lominsons willing to melt coin on aught that coves are selling. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them as means to pull down the admiral. Oh, one of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house afore ya? How did they know to... Bah, them curs we captured must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our arses to Casa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jackie. You and Corey can wait here for Paramoo. I wanna go... Oi, Vakibe, what in the hell is she playing at? After her last... She knows this ain't a solo job. Yeah, no kidding. Casa del Sol! Casa del Sol is so freaking pretty, though. Oh, there's a side quest over here. Bit of a break while we do a side quest? Yeah, let's do that. Hey, Whiskat, worst quest giver ever. And this is Gegaruju. Hey. Hey there, sister. Alright. Costa Beach Party. Oh, where are they? Has something less than delightful and more than awful befallen the new dancing girls who were to arrive today? This is most inconvenient. I do so ever wish that someone would find the driver who is to bring my divine danseuses. That someone would be healthily rewarded for it, I shouldn't doubt. Ahem. Yeah, I take your hint. I like this guy's outfit. Alright. Hey, Vakibe. Alright. The governor sent you, did he? I was afraid he wasn't going to wait no more. Don't be giving me the sack now. 'Tain't my fault, I swear. I brought the girls just like I was supposed to, and we got as far as here afore they caught sight of the ocean. And that's the moment they started crying like girls and hopping like spriggans. Soon as I stopped the wagon, they were off running to the beach. Now, I yelled at them ladies to get back in the carriage so we could get where we was supposed to, but they didn't pay me never mind. You go talk some sense to them, wouldn't you? Working stiffs, the both of us. You understand, you'll help me out. Yeah. Sounds almost like these girls have never seen the beach before. What is that? Alright. Got a leggy dancer here. She's in a cute little Elzen. Love me some tall ladies. Actually, she's... I don't know. She might be kind of short for an Elzen. I hope she's of age. Excuse me, who are you? Not the boss of me, that's right. This is my first time on the beach, and nobody's going to tell me how long I can and can't have. Got it? Okay. Ooh, big Elzen mama. Ooh, I like her hairstyle. I just feel so blessed to be here. This is so beautiful and inspiring, don't you think? I'm feeling so many things. I just need to drink it all in and channel it into my art. You need to get to work. I assume you guys are being paid to be here, and that's why you're here, so... This one looks kind of like Wonder Woman. Oh, honey, I've never seen anything like this. It's all dunes where I come from, you know. I'm sure Master Gigaruju wouldn't mind a bit if we stretched our legs before coming to see him. What in the world are you doing, girl? You are giving everybody a great view of your ass, however, so I approve. Shells are right fancy and pricey back home. Betcha Gil to Gabu poop that I can sell a beauty like this to Master Gigaruju, I doubt. Need to find a way to get it to him, though. You go wait while I find me a wagon or some you were being taken to... Alright. Overcome by the ocean, are they? Seduced by the sand? With me waiting? Me, who paid so dearly to see their unparalleled undulations? Well, how delightful. They are true artistes, as beautiful inside as they are out. Gridania is green, Udaha is golden, but only Casa del Sol is blue and white. Yes, I should have thought of it earlier and given them leave to play upon the beach. Ah, happy it is to be a wealthy man. I shall wait because, well, because I can. I am no drudge quaking at the sound of a master's steps, nor am I a knuckle-biter who needs a bottle of brandy wine to keep the tremors at bay. I shall enjoy the anticipation and the fulfillment alike. Well, I guess that's something. The wind, it passes. I don't want to be around you while you're passing wind, friend. Excellent timing, Corey. Come, come. Such a still, wilting day, and I had a thought. A little thought, a violet, not a rose, to call up a refreshing breeze. The wind sprites now. You can get a healthy puff or two out of them. It follows that a powerful sprite can set a whole city aflutter. According to my best calculations, or rather my second best calculations, no need to ask how or why, collecting 3 cores from wind sprites should permit you to summon a more powerful specimen. Won't someone, present company definitely included, carry out my genius plan? Will someone deign to collect this handsome reward? Will someone please relieve me of all this gil? He says, unironically. might switch classes. Let's see how long this takes. Oh no, it's not that bad. Ooh, these buffaloes are on my hunting list. I'm gonna murder these buffaloes too. Okay, and I need one more. And that's that. I think if I go right here, yeah. Alright. Pop these wind sprite cores. The wind generated by these lighter-than-air cores is the bane of beskirted women and bekilted men across the realm. Ah, I see. I now know why Gekaruju wants them. Ah, this quest was too high level for this class anyways. I'll have to switch to turn it in. That's alright. I would, however, really wish that if I could do the quest at lower level, I should be able to turn it in at lower level, because, like, obviously, that was completely capable at level 30. I did it at level 30, so I should be able to turn it in at level 30, instead of having to switch classes. The storm sprite attacked you? So only you enjoyed a refreshing buffeting? I had but a whimpering whiffle. Oh phooey, now I shall be bored again. You poor, poor little huntable potato. Bird's eye view. You see all those wild colibri? Not one of them was originally here, though the alchemical question of where here is, that's something we can munch many almonds over. 'Twas I that bred, fed, and released the birds. So of course they are still mine. Or if they belong to themselves, certainly no one else owns them, at least not more than I own them. Where was I? Oh yes, my colibri are being poached. Well, I am against poaching. Well, other than the amount of murder that I do. Which I also do for profit, so I can't even say I don't like killing animals for profit, because, yeah, I'm just a terrible person. The miscreants hang out just outside the boundary of Casa del Sol, sly, and enticing the colibri with feed. They should not be doing such a thing, such an ungentlemanly thing. Won't you parley with them? Parlay. Wait. Is that parlay with a sword or not with a sword? I'm confused. And if you can't talk sense to them, we'll just have to lure the birds back using these flowers. My colibri love rosalane nectar. I happen to know. Why? Because I bred them and fed them. Okay. So, no sorting? I'm still very confused. To sword or not to sword? That is the question. Man, this area is so nice. Oh look, an Imperial castrum right over there. I'm sure it's fine. I thought that was a bomb for a second. I don't think it's a bomb. Might just be a bauble of some description. Don't mind me. These things actually will attack me, so I should sort of avoid them a little bit. Oh look, colibri. Oh, wait. Pitiless poacher. What in the world is going on here? Back off, this is Bloodshore. We're not in Casa del Sol, and that means we don't have to live by your master's say-so. Yeah, Bloodshore's not a part of his little fiefdom. We're free folk here, not bought and paid for like the lot in Costa. Okay, so no sorting. I'll just place some Ocean Roselays. Due to the tendency of the flowers to grow randomly from its long, hard stalks, the Roselay makes a terrible bouquet. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Let's place and place. Oh, they're there. I guess they like... Oh, wait. Up here? Do I need to talk to the poachers? I am confused. Can I sword? Is it sword time now? I don't know. Damn that Gegaruju. He thinks he can buy everything. We built Casa del Sol by the sweat of our brow. Did he tell you that? I know every cobble of the street, laid about half of them myself. It was a pioneer town, a good town. And now it's a resort town. Then that moneybag swooped in and took it all. Stay as a lackey or leave a free man. Those were the pickings. Then he took the beach. No more fishing without his say-so. And now he takes the colibri. I mean... Like, I don't like Gegaruju all that much. But he's pretty harmless as far as things go. I mean... He doesn't actually, like, discriminate, really. And he's turned this town into a pioneer town. From a pioneer town into a resort town, and it's doing really well, so... Heh, that settles their hash. And now they have yet another bone to pick with me. The 12 know I have many a skeleton in my closet. Don't read too much into that, my dear. But those settlers have quite the ossuary. Casa del Sol was Admiral Merlwyb's hobby horse. She had an idea to settle this area and so bought a number of folk on indenture. The terms were very generous. Hardly anyone died, a credit to her leadership. Yeah? Yes, very creditable. But she had no head for business, kept trying to farm this salty land. I stepped in and saved her from ruin. You see, Casa del Sol, now a jewel of commerce and culture, but I assure you it was not thus when I purchased it. Many of the settlers have stayed and prospered. Why, a good third of my household was once raw pioneer. But some people are like figs. They want to stay the same. Tiresome, I say. They've no one to blame but themselves. I mean, yeah, they could have gotten in on this and prospered. And, like, I hate to say it, but starting a business, especially one like this, like a full resort town, it probably cost this little asshole a lot of money. So, and yeah, he is making profit out of it now, but he probably had to put a lot into it to start with. At least I'm assuming. I mean, that's generally how business works. But yeah, I still don't like the little asshole. But he's fairly kind to his employees, other than his perversions. But honestly, even that is like with the dancer girls. Yes, he bought them, but then they wanted to go play on the beach, and he was like, oh yes, wonderful. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as I could use an extra mort in the shadows after all. And Jackie has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me? I just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me dagger, you know? But they went against the code. We can't leave them unpunished. It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of the underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates' throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place would offer to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burned to the ground. But the only thing holding that guild together is the code, so... Okay. The deal's about to start. Say the word and you're bin to head in. God damn it. Use English. Okay. Alrighty then. Alright, here's what we know. The rich merchant, what's come over from Ul'dah, is some old mate of Master Gegaruju. The Cole as owns Casa del Sol. Gegaruju's taken his guard and dancing dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to this friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy haggling over price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig afore they realize aughts amiss. Sound like a plan? Yep, let's do this. Now, this one is a bit tricky because you're supposed to hide, but there are things that can see through your hide. So I'm just going to run in and do some murder. There, the players arrived. The reformist coin counter and the Old Dawn buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about. Who are all these other Coles? The place was meant to be empty. I mean, they're doing a fucking illegal deal. Did you think they wouldn't have fucking bodyguards of Miqo'te? Oh boy. I see some nasty looking blokes in Old Dawn garb, and are those mammoths? Ugh, that merchant's brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and gotten ahead of myself. I should have realized the job would never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades should you get caught sneaking about up on them narrow walkways. I swear I know how to read. Jackie! I knew you'd be here. Jackie, I thought I'd... Stow your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. You start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. It's only 'cause I've got rogues like you and Underfoot and Corey here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, Miqo'te. We ain't some two-guild robbers what piss their breeches when their daddles are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives in the dark man's, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. Yeah. I see you've not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers you can get, and I promise mine'll be there when you need 'em. Bien. Now, let's carve a path to that platform and bite back them earrings. Miqo'te, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the mark escape during the fight. Corey, you and me'll split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets as concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers afore they can spring any rum fun. Creep as close as you dare, then give 'em a good solid clout from behind. Aye, it ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. I'm just going to run in and murder. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Not do it, eh? I mean, if stealth wasn't so fucking slow, I would do that. But stealth is incredibly fucking slow. I'll head over to the back while you start from the front. Let's wrap this up before jackets blunder in and scare off our marks. Okay. We're just gonna run in, pop this guy. Alright. Oops. This is really bad on the camera here. Kinda hard to see. Alright. Wait. Oh, right. He's a fucking pugilist. Back in the day, pugilists had one of the best self-heals ever. That's actually where the melee DPS self-heal comes from. But these guys are based on the old self-heal, which is for pugilists, which is better than it is now. Mimic. Okay. This here is the Soul Sword Captain. Let's bop him with some room. Alright, so that's him down. Yep, I guess I need to go help the other guys. Jackie, you're the one who told me to kill the mammoths first. Alright. Crew complete. Rogues? No one mentioned aught about rogues. What in the hells do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? They'll take my dagger and up their ass? I am all frightened. Odd, then, that you're the one who's shaken. It don't much matter to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. Those'd be the Silver Sorrows, then. I'm sure you paid a caravan coin for them shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have 'em, then. Wait, damn you! You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldernard Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relations with Ul'dah. Yes, exactly. I'm very, very highly placed in Ul'dan society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nana Shah ul Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault. and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. The return of these trinkets will be, that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these fabled fabrications. Look who showed up late to the party once again. You need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Ul'dah, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill that purpose that the thalassocracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. A bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ul'dah. I've come bearing an official order of seizure, authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully attained goods. Though Casa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gegaruju any further. These suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. And yet you still showed up late to the party. Hey Vikibe, how you doing? I heard the news from Jackie. I don't think that was the Admiral choosing to side with Malala, though. Probably just eager to reclaim the Silver Sorrows. Anyway, that bit about them earrings being cloyed from the royal vault turns out to be true. Seems some famous burglar went after 'em once he heard about the godlike agility they was said to bestow upon the wearer. Cool. Bah, the hells take that canary-colored harpy. We might as well have handed the things to her on a velvet cushion. Yeah, we did do all the work for that one. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Ban lucks to you, love. Ha, there you are. You left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'dah merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist's accountant and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh, Bonin, an associate of the bloody executioners. You Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge, and that Marketeer's knowledge was vital to this case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. So you're a hypocrite! It is the fading era of piracy, which I mean to consign to the history books. So you're okay with slave trades and stuff like that, as long as pirates aren't around. And that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, those are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live, and ignoring slavery. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa Lominsa. I swore an oath on the grave of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath that is. Me, I've got me fambles just keeping the code intact. But the code is a kind of oath too, when you get down to it. And since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample all over me or me coves. In fact, you'd better off giving a now, for matters get proper serious. Just say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I am done wasting words. I shall reclaim the last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled, brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You could keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox in the coral tower, but look away for a moment and one of me coves will bite them beauties back. Come on, Corey. It's back to the sisters for us. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Return is up. Okay. Back to the Rogues Guild. Yep, let me in. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. Yeah, that's kind of meh. As far as her damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Corey. Yeah. Gold. Alright, mark it for death. And I don't think this... I think there are 2 level 31s. I think. Possibly. I was wondering when you'd show up, Corey. But bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And bien that you are, cause we've finally uncovered some hard facts about the last treasure. Won't be long now before we cloy the win in pieces and put this daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other coves for a meeting, so let's get down to it. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you've some news for us? Aye, Jackie. I think half our troubles in whittling the truth of it lay in calling the nasty thing a treasure. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimmer bauble. It's the Mark 51 Magitech mine. A bleeding prototype explosive what was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. Oh boy, that sounds fabulous. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blasted have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Seems that Garlean's meant to start producing it at their factory in Noscea, then distribute the mines through Castrum Marinum. Lucky some plucky privateer cloyed the prototypes and route it then, eh? Yeah, no fucking kidding. An experimental weapon? That explains why the thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction, and so reluctant to share the details with us. At least now we know the what, but there's still the question of where. The Kurz delivered their bitten goods to the reformists, that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There have been no reports of huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mine, or they've peddled it to some other buyer. The reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't cloy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for you, Jack. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? An old man. The old man. I found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Which old man? The black merchant? Let's see now. Come to Thalios. I have urgent news. I never knew the old man to summon a customer. No one's seen him at his usual haunts for a while. So do you reckon this is some rum morsel he's dug up just for us? Or it's a trap? Aye, it could be. Corey, you and me are headed to Thalos. I'm gonna call it Thalos. Underfoot, Miqo'te, you're to take another stab at pinning down the location of the sarcophagus. It's a trap! Okay, off we go to the Thalos. So, best way to get there is head to Elport and run. Okay, let's go this way. Nope. Okay. I really wish some of the connections for the Chocobo Porters were better. Like, I know nobody really uses Chocobo Porters after they get their mount, but it would be nice for lower level people to just be able to, like, go from one city to another instead of being... Like, for instance, that one only had one to Swiftport and Limsa, so it could literally go here or all the way back to Limsa. Like, no reason it couldn't come to Memaroon's, Memaroon's trading post. Oh, there's a quest here. Let's do a quest. It'll be fun. So, one of the reasons I'm seeing more quests, side quests, is because I did level up my gladiator a bit. So... there will be a handful of side quests to do along the way. The hottest of box lunches. Gigaroon has good goods. Good goods need delivery, but Gigaroon busy, too busy. Have hot box lunch. Quick-run hot box lunch. Lunch for Tanga Tonga. Tanga Tonga in Thalos. You take to Gigaroon? You take for Gigaroon. Okay. Just come over here. And I think he's in this house. Yeah. I do really like the way these structures are kind of built. This looks really cool. Okay. This guy. Tenga Tonga. Leave me be. I'm too hungry to continue my research, let alone receive visitors. I got your food. Hot box lunch. Light and fluffy Noscean toast, 2 boiled wildfowl eggs, a poached apcolo egg, and a cup of turtle egg soup. A veritable egg lover's dream. Wow. God, now I feel like eggs. I don't have eggs. Eggs are too expensive. This is a quick-run hot box lunch from Memaroon's trading post. How did you... Thank you, friend. At last I will be able to hear myself think over the growling of my stomach. I was so eager to come study the fossils, I never gave any thought to how I'd take my meals. I've neither the time nor the materials to cook on my own, so the trading post has been a godsend. I'm always happy to be on the receiving end of a nice hot box lunch. Cool. And... I know it's not no easy thing making your way out to where I am. I could use someone like you around here. How would you like to aid in my excavation? I do what I can on my own, but I need someone to brave more dangerous places, such as the top of the bones themselves. Set out in my place and see what fossils there are to be found. If possible, I would prefer a variety of specimens. That is a really big fate circle. That is boss music. This is a boss fate. I'm going to avoid the fuck out of it. I see a sparkly over there, so that's one of the things we're good. Oh look! A dead black market merchant. I knew it was a trap. But first, let's... I'm sure there's... I'm gonna switch into this just because that way nobody will notice me. Anything down here? Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another. And the other one is on that fin, so I just need to get back up. Okay. Because I saw it over... this way? Yeah, there it is. I see it. I see you. Oops. And... okay. Here. Alright, I got your bones. Find something, have you? Let us have a look. The ossified bone of some long-dead beast, or man. The groove pattern on this roundish fossil suggests it may be a shell of some sort. Ah yes, these are fine specimens. These long, narrow bones likely belong to some sort of giant sea creature, devoured by Thalos. From the looks of it, I'd say it was about the size of an adult gobu, all told. And this round fossil, well, I've developed a theory that it is the shell of a parasitic organism. I have found countless others like it concentrated near the remains. These are good finds, my friend. Both are testaments to the sheer enormity of the Thalos. Ah, forgive me. We scholars tend to assume all know as much of our subject matter as we. Do you know the tale of Thalos? It is said Lim Lane summoned the massive serpent upon the primordial dry, and from its belly it spewed forth the waters, which became the seas. We have no proof the remains that lie here are the Thalos. Indeed, whatever beast this was first came to be called that by virtue of its size alone. But I, for one, now dare to believe. It just may be that these bones are those of the divine serpent that brought life into this world. And that was it for that. So let's pop over back to Rouge. And I wanna... this beastie... like, kind of reminds me of a dragon, but it kind of reminds me also of either Leviathan or the giant fucking whale that the fluffy birds pray to. The flying whale. What if... you know what? I bet that this thing is where the Leviathan stories came from. Because it would make sense. Because the primals come from belief and prayer, and those prayers start somewhere. It's a trap! Oh, you are a mage, and you deserve to die. Also, these are awfully low level for a level 30 quest. Oh no, not the Black Marketeer! You're wasting your time, darling. We opened that scrag's wrinkled throat bells ago. Oh, hello. You cross the bloody executioners and you get what's coming to you. Did you like our message? We weren't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Aw, now don't be like that, darling. Me and me mates didn't have much choice. When the boss says go play with the rogues, then we gotta go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked ye to come ruin our game now, did we? And don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. The reformist vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain Asabar takes command of the executioners, it'll give us back the teeth we lost when we submitted to the Admiral's leash. Or he'll die. We'll be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in blood to see that age come to pass. I'll kick down your shite stinking code and have all your sneaky heads on the chopping block. My gels, you will. The only sentence what's been passed today is yours. Hey, Jackie. Well, hello there, darling. Aren't you a fine-looking lad? Please don't flirt in front of me. It makes me uncomfortable. I've heard all this prattle before. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, it all sounds grand, but you don't think of the price. That shite stinking code is the only thing what keeps you bloody coves from milling one another. Without it, without Limsa Lumensa to call home, you'd be adrift in an ocean of quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep company with the dead, I'd be sodden happy to oblige. You was prettier with your gob shut, but I can see I'm out of me depths here. As much as I'd like to lop off your noggins, I'll have to be satisfied with dragging the two of ye out into the wilds. Kept you well out of the way, haven't I? Out with it, then. Ain't it obvious? You stubborn scrags is looking to swipe our new toy, and my job was to stall ye. The captain has the mine with him right now. He's set to show the rest of the executioners that he's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do that than executing the bitch what snapped the chains on our crew? He's targeting the Admiral herself? You're planning to blow up the command room, ain't you? Aye, you have me permission to panic. Of course, if you'd rather steer clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep you company right here, sweetmeat. Yeah. Think you can stop Captain Aselbeer if you sprout yourself some wings? Then you might still make it. I can teleport. We've got this mad Mort at our mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. I'd better drag her back to the guild and see what other information she'll spill. I'll need you back in Limsa as well, but your business at the foremast first. You should find Captain Malala at her post there. Forget about the sodden challenge and tell her everything we know. Unless me judgment's well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done. You, please stop flirting. It makes me super uncomfortable. Okay. Where is this? Milala at the foremast. So I can run from there to there, or... That might be faster. Let's do that. Alright. Got a long run ahead of me. Right. Okay. Okay. There she is. You guys all look like you have massive... I'm sorry. Did you just have to warn your own people not to do any corpse looting? Okay. As I was saying, you guys look like you all have massive shafts up your ass, so you should get on that. Oh, you're one of Jackie's rogues. You've come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped upon my very own... You're not here for the earrings? The Admiral, you say? And you are sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? I must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voids our challenge, rogue, and you can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. I suppose you can thank him for the warning as well. Yeah. Anyways. Ouch. Over there. Alright. So, the jackets are on the move. Bien. I'd been listening to that addled pirate cackle since I got her back to the sisters, but she's given us not what we didn't already know. And we know more'n enough. I say we rally the rogues and go after that mine, afore it blows up on our muns. Yep. That's why I'm here. Yeah. Okay. If the leader of the reformists, this Captain Aselbeer, was planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the mizzenmast, eh? The tower what holds the drowning winch and bulwark hall, the Admiral's bridge, and her command room are all right at the top of it. Then you've got the district what surrounds the mizzenmast. That's the busy, beaten heart of the city. Even with the threat of an attack, you can't just seal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the danger to the Coles what live and work there, and then you'd have a frightened, stampeding mob on your frambles. Nay, lass, our only option is to have eyes snilching every approach to the tower. I'll put the wit out as many coves as I can, and spread 'em through the streets. Your job be to cover the aft castle. Just wait and see, Corey. We'll get this ice and beer, and his little bomb, too. Okay. Take my position at the aft castle. Ooh. I think I have the hiccups. Damn it. Whew. Nope, there's this pot. Let's do this. All is quiet and foggy. Oops. The fog picked a grand night to roll in thick. This will make things interesting. Sorry, I have the hiccups and it's not good for reading. Our presence on the streets is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces has already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable! What could Commodore Raynor be damn it. Raynor be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from the outposts if you must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. But Captain, we can't be certain the pirates' plan hasn't changed. If we consider the possibility that they've switched to a target outside the walls, it would be folly to weaken those defenses. You've made your point, Sergeant. Return to your post. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I can be of assist... Ah! How's that pistol helping you now? I've been dying to meet you, lass. Aye, keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly what cost our crew a fortune in Uldan coin. You're an executioner, one of Eisenbeer's men. You've strayed too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the light of justice, leaving you blind to the chasm opening up at your feet. Yeah. At least they'll say you died with your boots on. The yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads'll have it primed in front of the winch by the time you get there. Uh-oh, that's not good. Good. Not long now afore we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Oh, no. Then I'll raise our flag in the ruins of the mizzenmast, and lead our brethren in a return to the old ways of blood and plunder. Shouldn't have had that, but the wife is gonna kill me. Oh, what's that then? Not after the command room. They mean to bring down the entire tower. If the mizzenmast falls, the bridges will follow. Half the city will... Please, you must help me. The danger far greater than we... Bloody hells. Is she alive? Oh, no. I didn't see nothing. Please, you must send word. Someone must be told. Jackie's here to save the day! How did you... You're a valiant and forthright weapon. You could hear that single pistol shot from malms away. Weren't hard to guess what had happened. I poked the yellow jackets on my way over. A healer will be along shortly. Bien, that means we've only one last thing to do. We have never been allies, but I beg of you. You must stop them. Save the city. Oh, so now you want our help. Now that you lay dying in the fucking streets. Alas, you know you don't need to ask. Taking down mad coves and biting back what was bitten is our job. Don't touch sleeping women. Huh, the earrings are missing. He did totally take them right there. You all set then? Ready, Jackie? Always. Let's do this! Then let's go cloy that sarcophagus. And fit Isimbar for a new coffin. Alright. Murder! Coming up here. Let's get you first. Wait for the Mizimas and find... Okay. I don't know which way to go, so I need to wait for somebody to... Like, I know where the Mizimas is. Yeah, I thought it was this way. Aim at the archers. Yeah, hit tracking down stragglers. Yep, that's good. It's good that they're all here. I think this is where I need to stealth. Or not. Okay. So, actually, that's the thing. That's the bad thing. So... let me ignore it. For now. Yeah, one of them's down here. Find and smash them detonators. Check the ramps going up and down. Yep. I can actually ignore the people that and just toss some knives at them because I want to get this done. I can catch up to those guys later. And up as well. Yeah, there's one. Come get some! Okay. There's that, and then I think there's one over here. Yes, okay. Okay. Now that I've got that, I've got all the things, so now I need to defeat the... Oh boy, their health is pretty low. Okay. You know, if you guys focused on the fucking little guys instead of poking at the big guy only, you wouldn't be fighting so many guys. This guy's a mage. He's a pain in the ass. Oh shit. I've been home ganged. Oh shit. Okay. Shit. Hey. I swear if I lose this because those guys die, I'm going to be pissed. There we go. Alright. Now that all of those guys are dead, we can phone him and take his piece of shit ass down. Also, you probably shouldn't be standing in his poo, but... No. Can't touch this. And he's almost down, and there we go! Suck my dick, you little... Success! Everybody's just standing around the bomb like it's no big deal. Status report? The mine has been disabled, and the engineers should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the Reformist, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude. Look, there she is. That's Captain Malala, the hero of Limsa. Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you very nearly lost your life stopping that horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. 3 cheers for the Yellow Jackets. Our city'd be lost without you. But wait, that's not how it... Oh, you're finally willing to admit that we did shit. Sergeant, what of the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't rightly know, Captain. All we found near the sarcophagus were reformists, either dead or strung from the rafters. Sounds like our hard handiwork. Alive, then. 'Twould seem we are deeply in their debt. Captain, might I have the silver sorrows now from you? We've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus. Why, of course, they're right here. The earrings! I could have sworn I was still... He wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I lay dying? That cad! I knew he was not to be trusted. Don't make a deal with rogues. Keep an eye on them, indeed. I should have known. There we are, chilling like villains. Are you sure about this, Jackie? We should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. Those do not look good on you. I think she's earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. I agree. Well, I didn't ask you. So the jackets end up with the mine, and we got the diamond and the earrings, which means victory belongs to the Rogues Guild. Do you think Malala will leave it at that, then? I get the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. We'll just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Aye, this city ain't ever quiet for long. Well, It's been a pleasure working with you, Corey. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by my side, I'll know who to ask. I'm off as well. Bloody starving I am. Don't forget to yaffle a bite when you can, eh, Corey? Yeah, I'll join you at the Bismarck sometime. Well, we'd best head back to the sisters, too, before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Bien work, Corey. Be seeing you soon. Mm-hmm. All right. That should go back here. Yep, let's head inside. Oh there, Corey. It'll be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? The job never ends, but even a dammer like meself needs to breathe every now and again. And your venturing mates must be wondering where you got to. Yeah, I was supposed to deliver a letter to the Admiral, like, weeks ago. I'm sure it's fine. There was a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code. Even if this ain't truly your world, when you walk back into the Lightmans, you'll have to find your own code to uphold. And when you do, you'll have the skills you learned in the shadows to help you defend it. Well, that's more than enough prattle out of me. Your travels might take you far and wide, Corey, but no, you're always welcome here at the Sisters. Yay! So I think I am very glad that I didn't do the whole thing yesterday, because that took almost 2 hours just to get done. But I think the Rogue one is actually one of the longer ones, and the reason why it is longer is because it was not originally released with ARR. It was released as one of the patches to ARR. So naturally, you're supposed to do this, I think, shortly after or during the Leviathan patch. But, of course, it is one that you can take at level 1. You just can't take it to start the game, because it is not a starting class. But, it is one of my favorite jobs. I mean, I'm not a big fan of ninja, and I don't like the stealth aspect, but the story of Rogue makes me very, very happy. Anyways, now that we have completed that, we can get started on the Arcanist quest. And the Arcanist quest, I think, is actually a good follow-up. Let's switch here. Because there are some things later on in the Arcanist stuff that get into all sorts of things like this. Let's give me some wings since I already have a pet. Yeah. So, let's head to the Arcanist Guild. And let's see, I got my cute little outfit. My book kind of matches. I did go ahead and add some glasses because I'm a fucking scholar. And let's talk to Master Thurbine. She is our guild master for the Arcanist Guild, and she's actually really sweet. I love her. My first grimoire. It is a hefty tome, is it not? I promise you, a grimoire's weight becomes a comforting anchor amidst the shifting seas of battle, a fact you will soon discover. In Lower Noscea you will find, among others, 3 species of pest. wharf-rats, little ladybugs, and orlae. I ask that you employ your fledgling skills in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Yeah, no. I am way higher level. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Yep. So, on the bright side, everybody mostly speaks English in the, these quests. Like, there are a few words that are difficult to pronounce, but nothing, like, ridiculous. I do have an AoE. Sweet. Not a very big AoE, is it? That's fine. But yeah, I do enjoy the Arcanist quest as well. And some of the characters just make me super happy. Like Guildmaster Thurbergene. She is really sweet. I already said that, but... Okay, and one more. Pop. And let me get rid of this. And head back. Honestly, I like a large majority of the quest givers for the Arcanist Guild, and the villains are very, I want to murder them, so we'll see. It's been a while, actually. My carbuncle's still following me. Way back there doing absolutely nothing. Also, I don't have the ability to do summon Topaz Carbuncle, but I can do Ruby and Emerald. So I can do the third one, but not the second one, because the second one is a quest. So this will unlock my summon Topaz at level 15. That'll be nice. Okay, back to the Arcanist Guild. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose you little threat. It is with great pleasure then that I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forth, you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience. And when you feel you can command Carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instructions. I will be waiting. I mean, Carbuncle doesn't do anything, it just stands there. Just saying. What's in the box? What's in the box? Ah, Corey, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must often remind my Arcanists to take meals. So ensconced do they become in their studies. Yeah. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Noscea. 3 wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras, to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents. Formulate an effective strategy and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for breakfast. She's so sweet. Making sure I eat and shit. And I mean, it's true, because you gotta figure Arcanists are all about that studying, and like college kids, the ones who are really into studying, often forget to eat. The shortest way to get there is actually going to be to take a chocobo. Go to Red Rooster Stead, because it should be on the way there. My phone. Oh, there. I see some targets. Okay, and then up here's the other ones, I suppose. Get off my ass, little bird. Alright. That's back. Up, return is up. Shortcut! You know what? The wings should flutter when you do the teleport animation. That'd be cool. Because they flutter when you jump, and when you're teleporting, you're hovering in the air, so... Welcome back, Corey. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Melvin's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliffs south of Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You'd be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. What was that last one? I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. Okay! Right out here. Boop. And let's go ahead and see if I can get them all out. Oh, nope. There we go. Success! I was hoping for a one-shot, but a two-shadow is fine. Ooh, a cutscene. God, I'm adorable. Huh? Hello? Hi. I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. Like WTF? The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion, as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see, taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in a etheric constant multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to the other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear. My calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9,785. It's over 9,000! Okay. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Kalia, a Melvin Gates assessor. Acting Guildmaster Thurbigium elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor most influences your action during battle? I simply do what feels right. Aha, just as I predicted. And now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take a half a percent. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thurbergine is awaiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I am off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there is no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. Alrighty then. Back to town. Keep up, Carbuncle. Move faster. God, Carbuncle's so lazy. Okay. Corey, have you returned with the cargo? Yep. Practice crate. A wooden cargo crate used by Melvin Gates to train new assessors. Yes, everything seems to be in order, relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I also had word from Kalia regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instructions she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Kalia carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it is admittedly strange to keep it all the way to her present position as a Foreseer. So she is using a level 1 weapon, which, as we all know, the weapon has the highest stats, so if you don't upgrade your weapon regularly, you're going to be doing less damage. And less overall. So she's probably quite a bit weaker than other Arcanists of her level. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of her life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favor and help to broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Corey. Continue your practice with Carbuncle, as Kalia has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Woo! I am amazing! Tactical planning, level 10. Yes, Corey, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust, taking the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Kalia's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Noscea. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. Just the perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, and the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. You are not the novice you once were. Excuse me, flinging ruin works perfectly. And your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with ruin in tandem with other attacks from your carbuncle. Yeah. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. I mean, that won't be necessary because they're low-level targets, so... but those are all right here next to Swiftport, which I've already been to. Come on, Carbuncle, you lazy asshole. Alright. Whoosh. I'm just saying I don't like that the Carbuncle is literally just standing there doing nothing while I'm doing things. Like, it doesn't have to do much, just make it do. Even my cat minion does more than Carbuncle. It at least growls at the goddamn things. Wait for it, and whoosh! All 3 at once. Okay, to the Arcanist Guild once again. Like, I enjoy the rework on Arcanist, but I don't like that Carbuncle does jack and shit. Until you force it to. Like, there's no reason it can't attack while I'm doing the new stuff. Welcome back, Corey. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Foreseer Kalia on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Corey. Kalia awaits you on the floor below with further details. Look at all these guys. They're carbuncles just staring at each other while they read their little books. A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I have been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylstocks family. Our agents suspect that these beastmen merchants are dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities. But there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those selfsame strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. I mean, if you weren't using a level 1 book, you'd probably be doing... So, it's actually funny because while I was leveling all of my classes, I didn't bother getting gear. And I was doing this through the hunting log. So it was kind of a pain in the ass, and I was having a really hard time killing things that were even my level or a couple levels lower than me. And at level 20, I was like, okay, let me upgrade my gear. Or at level 15, I went and got the level 15 the gear you get from the smiths for doing dungeons. Well, for doing a couple of training exercises. And then all of a sudden I was slaughtering things that were higher level than me. And I was like, oh, right. Because gear does matter in the fact that if your gear's not good enough, it makes you bad. And Kalia here has been using a level 1 book. So obviously, yes, her reflexes and coordination would be under par. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, otherwise known as Stratagem Focus Fire. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe. Carbuncle doesn't do jack shit. He just stands there and looks pretty. And one by one, the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot, in middle of Noscea. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Okay. And where is the cookpot? I think if I take a chocobo to Swift Perch, that should get me fairly close to the cookpot. Yeah, because it should just go right through there. Either that or I can teleport to Summerford. Let's see if this will work. Yeah. This should be good. Actually, I probably could have rented a chocobo to get exactly to where I needed. But that cost more money, and I don't know why I'm such a penny pincher, but I worked really hard to get my millions of gil. Let's see. Let's hop off right about here. Yep, proceed. I am Foreseer Kalia of Melvin's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspections. Nasty sneaky peekers. Gobby spit uplander nosy eyes on stabby iron. What? A particularly aggressive response. Very well, Corey. Remember what we discussed. Burn them with fire? I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna take that one too. Unfortunately, my red carbuncle attacks are longer cast than normal, so but I had the health to take it, so might as well. Starting to feel like a black mage already. But that was fast. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. I have boobs. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Let's go with enhancing my strengths. Oh, again you respond as the guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. Yeah, she answers the same thing no matter what you answer, so it doesn't even matter. You are one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thurbergene. Until next we meet. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Yeah. Weirdo. Oop. Back from the field, Corey. Kalia contacted me with a summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. Okay. Yay! Topaz teachings. Sweet. You seem tired, Corey. I am very exhausted. It's not even that late. And, yeah, I need a nap. But that's okay. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Foreseer Kalia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. Yeah, I think the quest after this is when the story actually starts getting serious. This quest is just to make sure that I can cast Topaz. I was beginning to think I'd miscalculated, Corey. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limsalominsa's ports are subject to inspection by Melvin Gates assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. Ugh, that sounds annoying. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent with your acceptance of this duty. Yes. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the harshest of enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we would not conduct these dangerous inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Thurbagine and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formulae. You have agreed to accompany the Foreseer? Then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. Yay! Actually, you know what would be a cool change to Arcanists? So, right now, when you use Summon Ruby, Summon Topaz, whatever, it is summoned and it does one attack. And then you have, I think 15 or 20 seconds to do Gem Shine. But it would be really cool if during that 15 seconds, the entity that you summoned stayed up and continued to cast. You know, it doesn't have to do big damages, but it would make it feel like Carbuncle is just useless. The mercenaries, Gasphere and Earthsthoda, Earthsthoda, whatever, are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kalia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Corey. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Airport. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost a certainty that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become entangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. This is called Stratagem Hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's strategy into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Corey. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Airport. Airport. Alright. Let us be about our task, Corey. Pray inform the steersmen at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Okay. You're with the folks from Melvin's Gates. Hells, I knew there'd be trouble. Alright, and that's that. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next, though. Alright, let's do this. Deftly handled, Corey. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Can you stop comparing me to someone else? Like, I'm me. Thanks to your efficient response, we will be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. Irsthoda, if you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits. That is a very beautiful view. Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect, with a probability of 85%, that our arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem Hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We will bull our way toward the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence will make possible. Shall we begin? I take lots of screenshots. Look at us, looking fierce. I am Foreseer Kalia. By the authority of Melvin's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see. Bloody thing won't open. You'll have to come back another day after we've fixed the hinges. I will see the cargo now. Any vessel entering the port of Limsolomensa is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. Oh, look at you. I guess you guys are admitting guilt? The law, is it? Lads, I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch 'em over the sides. I go rar. I be fierce. Okay, what are we dealing with first? Imagine these guys. Yeah, let's not. Oh, something's already attacking our healer. Okay, hold on. Get things off our healer. Miqo'te healer. I don't even have my AoE at this level. That I've been level synced to. Uh-oh. My healer is not doing well. Let me just fix that for you. There we go. You're fine. I got your back. Okay. Get on. Yep. Duty complete. A masterful display, Corey. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Oof! And what have we here then? It's one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about me ship. You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose in where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Clea, you okay? Ha! Recognized me pretty face, did ye? But you were caught, exiled. Seer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back! You stay away from me! Seer, please, calm down. What are your orders? That is the problem with, having one person that calls all the shots. I've had enough of your whimpering, and I certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning a thing from them. Like, when she's no longer capable of giving orders, what do we do? Reckon it's time you got yourself a different kind of lesson. Ah! And she's out. Kalia! Nafika, preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Corey, quickly! Back to the boat. We'll carry the force here. Aye, that's right. You slink on back to your mistress, you worthless curs. Ha 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 ha. Asshole. Okay, everything okay? We'll take care of Kalia. You best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thurbergeim. Okay, do I have... Yeah, return those up. It is good to see you well, Corey. Geesfrin sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous Blackheart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Noscea? He was exiled from Limsa some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And, once more, he dares lay a hand on Forcia Kalia. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Noscea was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Kalia, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to salve the hurt on her mind. You are concerned? Angry, mayhaps? Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. Okay. And that's the halfway point. Woo! Pincer maneuver. Greetings, Corey. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Kalia does not. The Foreseer has been missing since this morning. There have been other times when she has disappeared without a word, but we have always been able to find her. Alas, that is not the case this day. Were the Guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanima are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organize a search party. Would you be so kind as to make inquiries at Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Kalia's wanderings to take a path through the markets. Okay. I need to turn Discord off. That shouldn't have been on in the first place. Okay, that should be fine. Let's see, Hawker's Alley. Kalia! Dodazan, hey, didn't you give me the dancing quest? You seek a Miqo'te agent of Melvin's Gate? Why, yes, I have seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellowjackets. What? The assessor was drilling me for details about a quick-turn smuggling ring based in Elport, but then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with Grenade of the Coral Tower. Okay. Marauder's Guild. I'm like, I know where the Coral Tower is. I know. Totally didn't spend enough time here. Forcia Kalia? Yes, we brought her in for questioning regarding the reappearance of the pirate Noscea. A member of the Arcanists Guild, are you? Then I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you are already aware of this, but the Forcia was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. Oh. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Noscea. It had been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. And now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. Thus we hope to borrow the knowledge of Forcia Kalia, whose experience has given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least, that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead providing the details of our search. Should you wish to speak with Forcia Kalia, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. Good. I'm glad she's doing all right. Back already? You were led to believe she had returned here? I'm afraid not. So the Yellow Jackets told you something of our history with Noscea, did they? Perhaps it would be best if I told you the entire tale. Noscea's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. I hate slaves. Slavers all need to die, so let's go murder Noscea. How about that? The assessor that stepped aboard the pirates' merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into the squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Miqo'te, destined for some black market auction block. Though Kalia was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful daze with a gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the selfsame tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course, did you not mention that Kalia's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a quick-horn merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now, he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Elport. It is entirely possible that the Foreseer's most prized possession was caught up in the quick-horn's salvage net. I have no doubt now that Kalia has reached the same conclusion. To Elport with you, Corey. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. Okay. To Elport. It's fine, I'll just hop all over the map. Okay. Kalia, we've been looking all over for you. Don't you know how worried we were? Yes. Combat Pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you'll have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. My retrieval strategy is complete. Corey, it's good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. But there is good news. This prisoner here was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morning Star's jettisoned cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. Lominson law and the policies of Melvin Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against the black marketeer and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Quay. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, Corey. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mistress Thurbergine has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at Ocean's Embrace. That is where we shall ambush this disreputable quickborn. Okay. Oh boy. Let's go here. And I think I might be able to take a chocobo from here up that direction. At the very least, he has one to Limsa. I only need to take it halfway. Yeah, let's go to Limsa. Oh, I see her. Up. Greetings, Corey. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust. I'm always equipped for battle. I need not await Kalia's arrival. Once the Quick-Quern appears on the bridge, we spring our ambush. The strategy for trapping our targets relies on the 2 allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was, naturally, the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the Quick-Quern is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue so as to avoid attracting attention. But do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance, and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellowjackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter, but they are willing to turn a blind eye for Kalia's sake. In any case, the Foreseer's tactics account for our limited number and individual strengths. Victory is all but assured. Now, let us take up our positions and wait for the Quick-Quern to arrive. Position! Yes, let's do this. Run away! Okay. Any healers in this group? No, but we got a couple archers. Let's take care of those first and foremost. Here we go. Let's take some of this. Oh yeah. Oh, mercenaries. Oh, there we go. That's an archer. Or healer. No healers for you. Don't know if they need my help down there. Focus on the... Yep. That. And let's go. There is another conqueror. Nope. Yeah, there he is. Let's take care of this asshole. And poof, he's gone. Oh. This guy. That's a mage. I'm so dead. That, and that, and that, and that, and whoosh. Okay, where's the book? They just got it open. Okay. It's not gonna end up well. Got your book. But, yeah. Well executed, everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? Corey, pray hand over the tome. Empty hand. It's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. The probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. I have never felt so defeated. I believe it is time I returned home. Leave her be. But how can I? He is right, Ersthoda. You must allow Kalia time to process the loss. And you have other matters to which you must attend. Come, Corey, it is time we return to the guild as well. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Kalia beheld her soaked and tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. I will call on your aid soon, but in the meantime you would do well served to deepen your knowledge of Arcanima. Okay. Yes, boss. Have you come to ask about Kalia's condition? The Foreseer is unchanged. She walks about as if all the joy in life has been leached from her soul. I believe the only one who can help her now is the same person who broke Kalia out of her shell the first time, our absent guildmaster. And, though I am leery of the coincidence, the man himself has at long last been spotted. Should you seek out his last known location, it is unlikely he will still be there. And even should you catch him, he may not deign to speak with you. Nevertheless, this may be our only chance. Pray travel to Memeron's trading post in Upper Noscea, and speak with anyone who might have seen the guildmaster. Oh, and one more thing. Though he prefers us not to use it for some inexplicable reason, the leader's name is... I can see why he wouldn't want to use that name. Carid? Cridtia. Best way to get there is from Airport. Run! Get a nice shot of my panties while we're running, huh? Alright. Big guy. No. Ignore. A witness. Evening, miss. I was the one that sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. It's a rare sight to see Carid roaming about. He asked me the way to Thalos. Could be he was seeking to speak with the scholar who lives out there. I've met that scholar, actually. I brought him a box of lunch earlier. Alright. Hello there. Why, yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanists guildmaster. An odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on a message to anyone who came searching for him. Reunited, the 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. The guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Thalos. I suppose you are expected to search for them. Okay. I think that other guy is doing this quest too, and I wonder if he knows where to find him. Maybe not. Maybe he's doing one of the side quests. Okay, 1 hidden parchment. There it is. I see you hiding there. Oops. I don't actually know if I can get back up from here. I hope I don't have to go all the way around. That would be unfortunate. No. No. I might have to go all the way around. Oh, maybe. Here we go. There we are. Up there. This bone. Haha, success. We might have to kill a guy. Yeah, we're gonna have to kill this guy. Maybe? Nope, we're gonna have to kill this guy. This guy really wants to die. Look, I was perfectly willing to let you live. And success. Oops. Alrighty then. Have you tracked down those 3 slips of parchment? Yes. Torn parchment slips. Both sides are filled with letters and markings unlike any you have seen in Eorzea. Fabulous. Interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well, well. Penned in ancient Allegan, no less. Ooh. That's interesting. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at Fool's Falls. Dance a jig for your wooden audience. Claim the secrets from the opened heart. A most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? The guildmaster of yours certainly enjoys his games. I mean, I don't really have much of a choice. Boop. Don't mind me. Did they up the swim speed? Huh. That's interesting. Oh, yep. And emote. Right, I can just click it on the quest. Yes, I did a little dance. Interact. Oh, and let's see. Ouch, I took all 3 of those. Let me get a little help and continue on. Alright. Success. Come on, let me click the box. Box. There we go. If there are answers you would seek, then to the trading post now go. Before the owner, be not meek, with your 2 feet provide a show. More dancing? Fine. Actually, let's see. I think... yeah, this is faster. Can I sprint in water? Probably not. I should try it though. Not right now, but at some point. Oh, and actually, let's just take a shortcut right through here. Let's find out, actually. Holy shit! You can sprint in water! Look at her go! Vroom vroom! Damn, that's awesome. Funny Miqo'te dance funny dance? You dance funny dance too? Yep. Dance. This guy. Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand? Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated that you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? I never expected you to be so shy. Weirdo. Heh, another variable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild's members, you see. As an Arcanist, it is a simple matter to engineer events so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation to the desired reality. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Yet, you know, one of your fucking people is having severe PTSD going on right now. You mind helping out? Here, you may have this. Think of it as repayment for your performance. Though you might consider passing the tome to Kalia, that is the reason you sought me out, was it not? I mean... Before you give Kalia the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. I will know if you don't. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It is time I return to my studies. You're going to take a cat nap, aren't you? You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the anchor yard in Limsa Lominsa. Be well, Corey. We shall meet again. I am 100% certain of it. I don't actually think we see him again. Just saying. Boop. Way over here. My mind is ordinarily a whirlwind of probabilities and feints and counterattacks, but now there is naught but silence. This is how it once used to be, and perhaps how it always will be from now on. Do a little dance! Cheer up, Kalia. Were you always one for dancing? I don't recall any such you have met our guildmaster, haven't you? Yeah. That would explain your odd behavior. He does so enjoy seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person? Why, you, of course. New grimoire. The leather binding of this recently crafted tome is uncracked, its pages still crisp. Ooh, she got a brand new one. Hopefully this one's higher level. He gave you this grimoire to give to me? Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. No, it is not! That one was like a blue with metal. This one is white and red. You have my thanks, Corey. The guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. Oh yeah. With this gift, however, his message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into the one I desire. And that means defeating Noscea. Gods, my mind is alive again with strategies. I must have time to think. Pray and inform Mistress Thurbergine of my return to duty. Yay! Okay. Arcanists. I know where I'm going. I'm not sleeping at my desk here. Kalia has recovered from her despondency? This is wonderful news, and we have you to thank for it. It is unfortunate, however, that both Kalia and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of the Foreseer, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that her partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training, Corey, and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Kalia is sure to formulate in the days ahead. Alrighty then. Level up! Woo! Okay, which brings us to the last of these quests. Get Rune 2. And I already have that. Accept. I've been expecting you, Corey. As ever, Kalia's predictions prove accurate almost down to the moment, and our mind is especially sharp with such a dangerous confrontation in the offing. The Yellowjackets have contacted us with word of Noscea. It appears his merchant vessel is presently anchored off the coast of Bloodshore. This quest is annoying, I just realized. Once the pirate's business there is concluded, rumor has it that he intends to embark on an extended voyage to the east. It will be some time before he returns once more to Limsa. If we pass up this opportunity, Kalia will lose her chance to settle the score with Noscea, and we risk the Foreseer stumbling once more into the blackest melancholy. Simply getting close enough to Noscea will prove difficult. Kalia has, however, already formulated a solution and has set her grand strategy into motion. Your first task in this undertaking is to travel to Casa del Sol and deliver this set of directions to a fisherman by the name of Rilzern. More instructions will be forthcoming. Okay, but this doesn't actually need to be this complicated. Like, she planned out a, 20-30 step scheme for something that could have been a 2-step scheme. Like, I get that she's all about strategies and stuff, but you don't have to overcomplicate things. Fuck. Fuckers threw off my groove. follow me all the way over here? Not you. Sweet. Okay. Up on the rock. What is it you want, lass? As you can see, I've me hands full with me fishing. Directives list. A short list of orders crafted by Melvin's Gate Assessor Kalia. Hi, thanks for that. I've been told to expect you. You're to take one of me earrings and deliver it to the cook. Opilana. Like, also, my character has no idea exactly what the plan is, so at this point, any one of these fuckers could lie and the scheme would be ruined. Especially if they're greedy enough. Back to Casa del Sol. I do like the music of Casa del Sol. Yes, and how might I help you? Master Gegaruju is expecting his breakfast any moment now. Fresh herring. Herring so fresh it still flaps its fins in one final desperate attempt to propel itself from your pack, through the air and back into the sweet salt water it once called home. A fresh herring? Why, the master does enjoy a bite of broiled fish of a morning. This might even earn me a few extra coins for this week's wages. Well, you have earned yourself one of my homemade eel pies. I should tell you, though, your Arcanist colleague was quite insistent that you take the pie to Master Gegaruju, rather than scarf it down yourself. That's step 2. Also, I feel like way too many people know, even if they just know parts of the scheme, way too many people are involved. Schemes shouldn't be complicated. The more steps you add, the more risky it is. And what brings you to my, and I use the term facetiously, humble abode, dear madam? Such a heavenly aroma. Are you perchance carrying an eel pie about your person? How commendable that you should research the delicacies that tickle my fancy before daring to intrude upon my most ponderous of ponderings. Speaking of ponderous, well, I was speaking of it at least. I have a hefty purse of gil to persuade you to relinquish your claim on that pastry. Homemade eel pie. The culinarian Opilana would have you believe her homemade eel pie is far more delicious than Mother Mion's realm-famous handmade eel pie. Oh my god. Hold on one second. Okay. One moment, if you will. I have been instructed by a Melvin's Gate assessor to hand over this message to whoever delivers a eel pie to Master Gegaruju. Take the purse you received from Master Gegaruju and hand it to the dancer Eldgath as she prepares to return home. Okay. Now that is 4 people involved in this scheme. Yes, if you're looking for a dancer, then I would first see your coin. I have 3 children to feed and no time to waste on idle chat. A leather purse filled to bursting with gil. Oh my, that is quite a purse. My precious darlings will eat like kings this week. And such a simple job as well. I was told to expect you, you see. In return for the coin, I am to give you these. The leather satchel is from your Miqo'te friend, and the perio is from me. The last item you are to deliver to Drago, the warehouse foreman. Okay, so that's 5. And also, these people know more about the scheme than I do. Which is a problem when you're doing schemes. Okay. I ain't got times for the likes of you. If I don't get me work squared away soon, the master will have me head on a pike. You got something for me, you say? A colorful cotton undergarment worn for countless summers by the dancer Ildgith. Did this woman just give me her underwear? Okay. Hey now, ain't this Ildgith's Perio? The Miqo'te last said someone would be bringing me a gift I couldn't refuse, and stick me with a pitchfork if she weren't telling the God's own truth. Here, you're supposed to have this bottle of wine. Take it to the Flying Shark and pour a cup for the sailors what are drinking there. That's what she told me to tell you, any road. I'd watch me back if I was you, though, lass. Them sailors are the meanest bunch of cutthroats I ever did see. Also, why she spoke to all of these people? Why couldn't she do the things herself? Like, yeah, this scheme makes no sense. And also, that was 6 people. 6 people that know more about this scheme than I do. Hi. You want me to taste your wine, eh? Well now, I ain't one to pass up free grog. Wine so old, no one alive can remember when it was bottled. The cork appears to still be intact. Limlane's teats. Now that's a bloody fine drop. If we shipped this stuff to the east, we'd be selling bottles by the crate. You're coming with us back to the Morning Star. The captain will want to have a word with you. Also, I'm not exactly fucking dressed for... You know. I assume they think I'm a merchant or something. There's a good lass. And as for you, Miss Dancer, you stick close to old Hiskrat. It gets damn cold on them long sea voyages. Like, I feel like this could have been 3 steps shorter and with way... Like, for instance, I could have just gone paid that guy. Shh, we'll talk later. Like, literally, if I just went and paid the wine guy and be like, hey, I need a good wine, and yeah. Know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have to be this complicated. Hey, Kalia, how you holding up, girl? Hush now, Corey, make ready, and I'll need that satchel you received from Eldgath in a short while. Yeah. You ready then? We'll be off as soon as the boat's loaded. Ah, fine grog and a fine woman. The captain will be pleased with this haul. Pray do not stare so. This was the most expedient method of gaining access to the ship. I will take that satchel from you now. You may have it back after I take the items I need. She looks very uncomfortable. Hey, what mischief are you two about? I was merely borrowing some clothes. You wouldn't wish me to catch a chill from the brisk ocean air, would you? You'll be dancing yourself warm once we get to on the ship, lass. There's the asshole. Also, wouldn't he recognize me? I mean, I guess he's probably drunk. You better slip off that ratty robe before you meet the captain. Of course, of course. Kick his ass. That was some fast changing. I'll be happy to show him the performance that awaits. That bitch Admiral's lapdog. Come back for that lesson, have ya? It is I who shall be teaching this day. My lecture will focus on the manipulation of reality through applied strategy. Oh look, you can do higher level stuff because you got a new grimoire. Enough of this damn yapping. By the time I'm done with you, you'll remember who your real master is. Not you. Alright, so it looks like they've got either a mage or a healer. Either way, we want to get rid of them. Nope. That was fast. Kalia, you should just stay in your healy bubby. Oh, God. Okay, so, fun fact, while we're inside this bubble, we get, breaking limits is only a true warrior of light could. So, staying in that bubble is really good. Did that fucker just heal all the way up? Ass. Here, suck this. Oh, incoming. Stop running over there. That's all that. You rabid little cur. Our numbers matter not. It is strategy that will win this battle. Prepare yourself, Noscea. With your defeat, I will cast off the shackles you closed on my soul. You think so, eh? Think your fancy magics are a match for my blade? You've got another thing coming. Alright, so let's get rid of the archers so they're not an annoyance. Okay. That guy got wrecked. There. And you. Whack. Whack. And okay. And he's almost done. I swear the first time I did this, it was a whole lot harder. But I think the first time I did this, I also wasn't wearing good equipment, so... Noscea now faces defeat. He will flee to the starboard rail. Obvious. Next comes his attempt to escape into the sea. You think you're pulling me strings, do ya? Think I'll dance to your tune? Well, I ain't falling for your bloody tricks. It is at this moment he notices the yellow jackets I had you summon in my explicit instructions to Rilzin. Again. Could have been done a much easier way. You were a fool to return, Dosmaga. I hear you're fond of shackles, so we brought a set especially for you. Suck it! Oops. Okay. Thus concludes today's lecture. Thank you, Corey. This strategy would not have succeeded without your flawless execution. Which suggests that my tactics may yet require more work. One must allow for some small deviation in performance. Yeah, like, you know, the more steps involved in a plan, the more likely it is to fail. You're lucky it didn't. I believe, however, that I now understand where my calculations went awry. It is not enough to wish to shape reality. One must also have a complete understanding of the reality one wishes to obtain. It is time I sought out our guildmaster. And off she goes. Pray convey to Mistress Thurbergine my fondest wishes and my appreciation for all that she has done for me. The true test of my strategies now begins. Alrighty then. That's that. Let's head back to the Arcanists Guild. Oof, my wrist hurt. Welcome back, Corey. There is much I would ask you, but first, may I have the satchel you received during your assignment? Yep. The veil of mystery surrounding this otherwise ordinary sack is so thick it could suffocate an auroch. Fabulous. Hi, Darkstar. Good morning. Yeah, I started streaming early because I was up at like 4 o'clock and I was like... so there's a Moogle Tombstone event coming up next week or the week after. And I was like, oh, my new character can't do anything for it because she doesn't have any dungeons or stuff. And I was like, well, fishing is available. Because you can do ocean fishing to get the Moogle Tombstones. And I was like, I'll just log in real quick and do the first fishing quest to get ocean fishing. And I was like, well, I might as well stream it because it is a quest and I am doing it. So, yeah. So I just started streaming early and, yeah. You missed it. I'm on the last... I did all the rogue stuff. I'm on the last quest of the Arcanist Guild. So... Yeah, you missed the whole stream. Sorry. The original owner needs her costume back, you see. I'll make sure everything is returned safe and sound. Now, let us speak of Kalia. I am glad to know that she has finally freed herself to pursue her heart's desires. And you are to thank for awakening the Foreseer to her self-imposed fetters. The brilliance of Kalia's strategies served to blind her to her own feelings, and it pained me to see her suffer so. Your example may even encourage Kalia to improve her combat abilities, although such will surely come in time. After all, she intends to study under the Guildmaster's direct instructions. Imagine those two obsessive Arcanists and the complexity of the tactics they might develop. It may very well be that your action in bringing them together will prove the catalyst that sparks a new era of invention in the art of Arcanima. You too should look to the improvement of your discipline if you are to keep pace with all that is certain to follow. To that end, I offer you a new technique. One I pray allows you to more readily drive back your foes on the battlefield. And it is Ruin 2. Oh, cool. How long has it been like that where Ruin 2 upgrades Ruin 1? Because didn't it used to be you had to cast one and the other? I don't know. Has it been a while? Maybe I don't play magical classes. I like beating people with sticks up close and personal. And I'm usually a tank. Okay, anyways, I got my Ruin 2, and I am finished with the Arcanist. Also, she deserves a hug. Do I have a hug? / hug. I love this lady. She's amazing. Okay. So, the last thing I am going to do today, switch back to Latimeator, and turn off my wings, because it doesn't match my shield. The last thing I am going to do today is finally, after forever, finally give the Admiral the letter I was sent here for originally. Also, yes, I am level 40 on my gladiator, so it's fine. I'm doing a level 15 quest and a level 40. Greetings, madam, and welcome to our fair city. If you would permit me to examine the seal on the missive you carry. A letter addressed to the Lominsan Admiral Merlvib Blofisvin. Yes, everything seems to be in order. My apologies. We cannot afford to be complacent, you understand. Please, step this way.
Enter. So the silver-tongued merchants send an adventurer to speak for them. It appears the Uldans place great faith in you. This way. I bid you welcome. I am Merlvib Blufisvin, Admiral of Limso-Lominsa, and Commander of the Maelstrom. Now, what news from Thanalan?
It really annoys me that only a small part of this cutscene is voiced. Like, 4 voiced lines in a long-ass cutscene that is important. Just annoying. A memorial service to honor the fallen. Seven Hells. Has it been 5 years? 5 years since the Garlean Empire sought to wrest Eorzea from our grasp. It was an answer to the imperial threat that the city-states formed the Grand Companies and forged the Eorzean alliance anew. But Garlemald was not content to wage an all on a simple contest of martial might. They had other plans, the Meteor Project. Legatus Nail Van Darnus, Hell's Takem, intended to cleanse our realm by snatching the lesser moon Dalamud from the heavens and casting it down upon our heads. Desperate to prevent his lunatic scheme, we marched our forces to the Cartano Flats, and there met the 7th Imperial Legion in battle. Never have I seen a fight like the Battle of Cartano, and I have seen full many. But though we gave no quarter, spared not one ounce of effort, we could not prevent what followed. From inside the shell of Dalamud came a winged nightmare, a dragon the size of a bloody city. 'Twas the elder primal Bahamut, bent on making an 8th hell of Eorzea. In the space of a breath, the legions of the Empire were set aflame, while our own armies fared little better. 'Twas as if the whole world was burning. Words cannot well describe the scene. And yet, by some miracle, a few among us were spared. Even as I steeled myself for death, a blinding white light enveloped me, robbing me of my senses. When I regained them, the dragon was gone, and the still smoldering land was warped beyond all knowing. Were Archon Louisoix still with us, he would doubtless shed some light on these unfathomable happenings. Alas, he is not, and I fear we will want for his wisdom in the days to come. Don't worry, I'm gonna find out what happens way later when I do the Bahamut raids, but it'll be fun. For while our nation struggled to recover from the devastation, the Beastmen call forth their damned primals to torment us anew. Unless we put aside our differences and rebuild now, our foes will catch us unprepared. And I speak not only of the Beastmen. Do not imagine that the Empire has forsaken its claims on Eorzea. The Imperials crowd our borders, waiting to strike. I mean, it'd probably help if you'd tell your pirates to stop robbing their ships, but that's just me. Damn it all. We need champions to replace those we lost. If I was a Garlean and a group of people kept on robbing my ships, I'd want to burn them too. But such thoughts are worse than worthless. Time is short, and none will save us save ourselves. It is the duty of every soul who survived the calamity to work together for the good of Eorzea, and this memorial service may be the very thing to unite us. Doubt. Aye, Raban has the right of it. I accept his proposal. Sorry it came so late. Your duty is done here, adventurer. I will see to it that the Flame General receives my reply. A week late. You travel next to Gridania, yes? Yeah, where I'll also take another couple of weeks to give the letter that I'm supposed to be giving. Pray give my regards to the Elder Seedseer. Oh, and tell her the wolf has been sniffing around the stables. A private jest, and one in poor taste, but I would have you tell it all the same. Fare you well, Cori. May the Navigator guide you on your journey. It's lucky she's pretty. Alright, the airship landing. So, we are done in Limsa Lominsa. And in Vilbren for now. Greetings, madam. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Gridania. A pleasure to serve you again, madam. Are you ready to board the airship to Gridania? Yes. Take a ship, and we'll end when we get to Gridania. And then the next time I scream, I'll do all of Gridania's side quests. Yes, board the ship. Ah, yes, our first time arriving in Gridania. I've never been here before in my life. Never mind the fact that I've already picked up all the jobs from here. That's what happens when you walk several miles from Thanalan to Gridania. Alright. Let's go up here. Ah, you must be the envoy from Ul'dah. Welcome to Gridania, madam. The Elder Seer awaits your arrival. Well, she can bloody well wait. I've got things to do. Greetings, good madam. You are the Ul'dah envoy, are you not? I have received instructions to assist you. Pray make your way into the city proper and identify yourself to the conjurer at Nafika's altar. She will admit you to the lotus stand where the Elder Seer awaits. Okay. So, that is it for the things I want to do today. I have been streaming for less than 4 hours. Little less than 4 hours. And we will start whenever I decide to stream next. Here. With this quest. This is the next dance quest. So, yeah. You didn't get to watch as much, but make sure to go back and watch the VOD, see what you missed, see me talking to myself. It's really funny, and me complaining about the Arcanist quest. Anyways. Oof. Thank you for showing up and watching. Yeah, I got a lot done. I finished the Rogue's quest. I did the first Fisher quest. Just so that I can get ocean fishing unlocked. And I finished all of the Arcanist quests, so I did a pretty good job. And next time I stream, I don't know when that'll be, maybe my next weekend, I will work on Gridania. See how far we can get. Alrighty then, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!